Linux Weekly Daily Wednesdays, where we're taking that midweek break to cover all the fun stuff that we found going on in the world of Linux. We try to do this in under 30 minutes or more, and that's a guarantee. And this week is no exception, but we're going to be talking about adjusting audio volumes with Pulse Audio. You know, that can definitely be a nightmare, but we do believe, just maybe, we found a solution. And do you personally find the Raspberry just a little too mainstream? Well, the ZBerry might be worth a look.
The version of Skype which still worked is dying. Microsoft is pulling the plug on July 1st, and GitHub did a survey. You too can find a reason to be all up in arms about it.
Sounds fascinating. Let's get right into it. Humbly boondly. That's right, Linux and open source. Pay what you want. 6 days remaining. Plenty of time to get in on this action. Linux books. Tell me about it. Never heard of it.
Yeah, it's literally a collection of books. If you pay $1, you get ProGit, the Ansible from Beginner to Pro, and the Certified OpenStack Administrator Study Guide. If you pay more than $8, you get to learn how to quit Vim. You get the practical LPIC 1 Linux certification study guide.
I was about to start talking some smacks like, I don't ever read books anymore. It's like Nginx. I was like, I need to learn Nginx. So
yeah. And there's one book there, which is the Beginning Ubuntu for Windows and Mac users. Yes.
Hey,
and if you pay more than...
I didn't know Orrin wrote a book.
Yes, it's written entirely in Bangladeshi. Good luck. But yeah, you at the $15 level, you get 4 more books, which include the ProDocker, Practical Linux Topics, and the Linux High Availability Clustering one. So if you're not picky about your reading medium, because I know there are some people around who just can't read something unless it's a physical book. So if you're not picky about that and you don't mind ebooks, this is $15 well spent.
I'm always looking forward to stuff like that. Again, physical books. Oh, the second I didn't have to have physical books. Absolutely 100% ecstatic about that. And I have tablets everywhere because of that reason. And anytime anyone's, why do you hate trees is what I say half jokingly. Cool bundle, cool beans. And, okay,
Here we go.
Ubuntu 17.10. Update ditches Unity desktop, installs GNOME. Everyone's happy, Pedro. No one will complain about this whatsoever. Never. Nope.
Yeah, no one whatsoever. I mean, to be fair, it doesn't actually sack Unity from your install, assuming you're running the 17.10 dailies and your name is Strider. You will probably be just fine. It will always install GNOME alongside your current Unity session, but it won't just outright sack it. But if you are installing or thinking about installing a daily now or somewhere in the future, well, you will only get GNOME. But then again, you kind of already knew that was coming because we were screaming about it for a couple of weeks.
Terribly nonplussed about this because I know people are just tied up with, Unity is no longer a thing. So everyone loves Unity now all of a sudden, still being maintained. They did fantastic work on it. It never got there. Moving over to GNOME. All this fun stuff. It doesn't matter. I mean, seriously, because if you're judging a distribution by whatever desktop manager it ships, something has just genuinely went horribly wrong in your life, Pedro.
No. If you need a new theme, you're going to have to regenerate an ISO and install that. Mm-hmm. That's how you put a new theme in your Linux box.
Yeah. But hey, man, it doesn't nope it. You can put it back in. And I know some people are, for whatever bizarre reason, I'm not hating on Unity. Like it and want to keep rocking with it. So there's a heads up because somebody's going to be installing that. Going, where's my popcorn? I don't understand how to use this Moon interface on all these other DMs that resemble all the other ones. It's kind of brilliant. But hey, what's going on here, man?
This is Skype. The 4.3 version is going away. Yes, the one we're using right now for audio.
Mm-hmm.
it's dying. Microsoft put up a notice thing on the website that says, important notice, all Skype for Linux clients version 4.3 and older will be retired on July 1st, 2017. To keep chatting, please install the latest version of Skype for Linux. And they mean the Electron version. Yeah, you know, the one that keeps messing with your audio configurations. Yeah, good times.
Wait, so is Microsoft trying to tell us that we need to pretend that the 5X beta that they currently have is completely ready, completely baked, and absolutely not just a steaming pile of nope sauce? Is that what they're trying to
That's what they want you to believe. Okay, yes, of course, that is all a load of BS.
Now, it is kind of fascinating if you follow us on the social medias or the Twitters and all that. They did send out a warning email. I believe it was on Monday.
Yep.
It didn't mention anything about Linux in the warning email. It just didn't. It wasn't there, which has led, I was reading some of the speculation on Linux, on the Reddits. It's like, well, maybe they'll just keep it running. Yeah, don't plan on that.
No. In the email, they say that they will be shutting down the Windows Phone, Windows RT, and a few other versions down. Also on July 1st. So it's probably everything that is still using the old peer-to-peer servers is going down.
I think it's going to be fun, though. They're going to find out how many decision makers in companies run Linux and are still reliant on that client. I think they're genuine. That's going to happen. I could be completely wrong, like I am about most things. So why do you have such a raging clue about this Telegram thing, though?
Well, I did mention Telegram in the notes because Telegram recently added voice communication to the desktop client. The mobile client has already had it for a couple of months, but the desktop client now supports it, and it's not an Electron app. So maybe it could be a thing that we could try. That's kind of the reason I'm curious about it. I haven't tried it yet, and I want to see just how good it sounds. I mean, they keep touting, oh, it's got an AI thing that regulates your audio quality depending on your bandwidth. And okay, curious.
Well, I mean, that could work if it works right.
If it works,
but all the Electrons, we have Jitsi, we have Discord. We had to use Discord for JBaby. Saturday sounded all right. Even Skype, it's another Electron thing. And one of the biggest issues Linux users face with everything you can basically mention that is WebRTC is AGC, auto gain control. It's built in. It's something you should be able. Good job on Discord. There's a button, disable auto gain control, and you can do it. A lot of the others you can't, and you wonder why everyone's audio goes all nightmare fuel on you. That's the reason. And you can open up Pavu control and set it and give it a minute. I mean, it's trying to maintain at a constant volume, and it just sucks doing it. It's horrible at it. It's like Hangouts. Good example of that. But I just wanted to bring this up since I know a lot of people are going to be shooping around, is nzed.net. I mean, I just found this. This was in like a Stack Exchange conversation. It wasn't one of the first results on Google. Here's a way to do it with Pulse Audio, with Perl, and the best I can tell so far, Pedro, it works. It actually works. So it's going to nope your mic boost, your mic gain, and when you set it in Pavu control, it's going to stay that way.
That's really good. Yeah, no, I did run the Perl script. The first 3 scripts that he gives you there. The first one makes a backup of the original file, always good practice. The second one actually replaces all of the volume values, which are usually merge by default, and it replaces that with 0. So everything is at 0, which means that there is no mic boost going anywhere. And the last one is just a diff. It's just a diff command, so you can see the differences where it changed everything. That's how you can see that it changed from merge to 0. So, I mean, it works. The script does what it says it'll do. Remains to be seen how far you have to poke Pulse Audio with Chrome or Firefox or some random Electron app to for it to start happening again.
definitely going to be playing around with that, and we will report back. Even if you do try this and it does work swimmingly for you, do keep in mind this is something you'll have to reapply if Bolts gets upgraded. I'm almost positive. So,
all right. So let's go back to when was this deprecated? To 2013. The last version came out in 2006. Yes, we're talking about IRIX and the Indigo Magic Desktop, or the IRIX Magic Desktop as it was called later on, now has a Linux version. Yep. The story comes from the Register, and it has been released as the Max interactive desktop. You can find it at the website. Now, when it was first released, the website took a bit of a beating and it went down, but it's back up now. It just takes a little while to load, but once it loads, you can access it. It downloads a little SH script, which the first thing I did, again, always good practice, just open up that SH script, see what it downloads. So I saw a couple of links there. I went to those links, found the repo that it was downloading stuff from, and boom, it installs. Currently, it's meant for Fedora 25, but it also works in Ubuntu. On my end, I had a couple of issues, namely Firefox. If you remember those old screenshots of Windows when you started dragging an error window and there would be window smearing all over the place, that was basically my Firefox window. And there's tearing. Just moving the window around causes so much tearing that I could not unsee it.
All I'm hearing is you're saying it delivers an authentic experience.
Yeah, it very much does, yes.
I got to say, I really didn't want to gloss over the fact that, as it says, this is designed to run on Fedora, because you might as well just pick up a Fixie and a pack of American Spirits while you're at it if you want to revisit the bad old days. I vaguely remember poking at this on my mom's work machine, which was, she had an Indigo at one time, but eventually an Octane, or it might have been backwards. Okay. And yeah, XFC is better still, but go check it out. I mean, if you want to relive the bad old days, or security through obscurity. If somebody pops that up. What do you think? What do you think the odds are of them figuring anything out?
No, chances are they will look at the running processes list and go, "What is this? This isn't Linux. I don't know what to do with this," and they'll just walk away.
Or better yet, put Hannah Montana Linux on, and they will just run away screeching, kick down your door, and you'll never see them again. I mean, it's an anti-theft device for your computer.
Yep.
Hey.
Okay, so someone embraced open source.
Oh yeah, baby. Common.
Yep.
Toyota. Yeah, car company, open source software, all new approach in fast car tech. Yeah, this is really a thing because it's called automotive grade Linux, and we kind of hope it's just going to have a bright and long future, because in the world of autonomous driving, this is very much needed. Seriously, I don't know about you, but I personally don't want to be driven around by something controlled by a black box. No, not my cup of tea, but, this is only going to be a good thing, Pedro. This is only going to be a good thing if they comply with the GPL, man.
Not necessarily. They could use literally anything else, because the GPL, as good as it is in protecting what Richard Stallman calls...
So you're immediately thinking they're all going to go for like a BSD, anything. It's going to be BSD style licensing.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Because it's either that, or if they want to make sure that no one makes a profit out of it, they'll probably go MIT. I honestly don't know. We'll have to see. But there will, of course, since it's running Linux, chances are there will be a little bit of GPL in there at the very least. But it's good on Toyota for actually embracing the open source.
Yeah, I mean, they're working on the platform with the Mazda, Suzuki, Daimler, all right.
Japan. So Japan's going, yeah, we like this Linux thing. That's good.
That just kind of makes me happy when you see stuff like that. And I think that's one thing the automotive industry just doesn't understand. One thing we want, all right, choice is bad enough having to deal between, or knowing how to fully operate an iDevice and an Android device, to be able to get around both of those with any efficiency. Every motoring vehicle you currently get in has its own specialized moon interface. Mm-hmm. And most of us are sitting back just like, let me just cast my Android or my...
Nope. You either install the companion app or it's just not even going to sync up. You may get lucky and be able to do Bluetooth for calls, but even then, that is a bit of a crapshoot.
Okay. So, I think Joel kicked us a little thing with a...
Yes, a little bit of a link to the errors.ubuntu.com website. And it's a little visual representation of all the errors that have been reported over the past, you can actually set the, if you scroll down the page, you get a little table that you can set whether it's from the past day, how many errors were reported. And apparently the last day, it's snap install in first, GNOME software in first, then snap install as a second and third.
Oh, no, man, mate panel.
Yeah. I mean, it's down to 40, so that's good enough. It's just the biggest thing that I noticed was there was a big spike. I don't
care. Now I know this. Now it does that. I'm just going to troll
Martin, yeah. But yeah, when Ubuntu 16.10 was released, there was a huge spike in error reports. And if you just check back on like the past year, you'll see that snap install and GNOME software just lead the charge in terms of bug reports. Specifically, first place, second place, third place, and fourth place are taken by those two. Yep.
Now, don't you think... Okay. GNOME's undergoing a lot of work. We got to be fair here.
Mm-hmm.
And Snap is still trying to figure out what the Snap is doing.
Snap is new, so it is to be expected that it would get a lot of bug reports. And, I mean, getting a lot of bug reports is good because it means people are actually adopting it, maybe?
Well, they're trying it. I mean, everything's worth poking with a stick at least once, right?
Yeah. But... I don't know. This is it's one of those data pages. Sorry, itchy. Back in my head. It's one of those data pages that are only really interesting if you're into the whole Ubuntu thing. For me, as a Ubuntu user, but who doesn't really care about the operating system in itself, it's just something that works.
Well, I guess at the end of now I just want to see one for Arch. That's it. Please, somebody make that. It'll make me all the happies. But not stir up controversy, right?
Oh, not at all. So maybe you were one of the lucky people that GitHub got in touch with in order to fill out a bit of a insight survey over the past couple of months. I know absolutely no one who was, but apparently enough people responded that they decided to publish the results. And if you go to opensourcesurvey.org, /2017, you will be able to see the results along with the colorful explanations. Suffice it to say that they managed to piss people off in every single front. So if you went on Google Plus yesterday night,
name calling, serious incidents, and stereotyping.
They identified a bunch of sticking points about projects. It's documentation. People really want documentation, turns out. Negative interactions, although infrequent, are highly visible and they have consequences to project activity. Even though open source is very widely used, you don't get a really broad contributor representation because only 3%, and this seems to be the big one, only 3%.
Go ahead. Hurry up.
Only 3% of all respondents are female, while there are 95% who are male, and the rest are divided between all the non-binary genders. So that was the biggest sticking point, and the one that everyone seemed to grab, or at least the mainstream media. There are articles all over the place saying, 95% of GitHub is male! And yeah, everyone's up in arms, obviously. So we know how this particular song and dance goes. We'll have to wait and see over the next couple of weeks as more people look through the data and make their own conclusions instead of just taking this survey explanation at face value.
Well, I mean, what percentage is Gilmachian?
I don't know.
I was kind of looking at this. Figure 5. What open source users value in software? Naturally, the first two are going to be stability and security. Mm-hmm. Okay, got that. Makes sense. Bottom of the list. On the least, this goes from least important to the most important. At the bottom of that list, the very lowest is support. So I just assume I was kind of alone with my YOLO approach of software deployment. And it's like, if it works, it works. If it breaks, I'll fix it. And
yeah, and let's face it, if stability and security are right up there and a given bit of open source software is stable and doesn't require a lot of support, then people won't care. It's kind of implied, sort of.
And I do believe they kind of pointed out something that was one of the things, it was like, this is a big issue, which is dismissive responses. Mm-hmm. You know, that right there will stagnate or just kill your project with such a quickness. And a lot of people don't realize it, because if you have somebody who's going to take the time to use your software and they care enough to send you a report and an issue with it, as soon as, if your first response is go away and, this is not how we do things. I'm like, oh, okay, well, good luck getting that up and running. But again, all this is going to be in the show notes. And you know what I'm really grateful for, Pedro?
Let's see, sliced bread.
No, you know I haven't been touching bread for months, man. Come on.
You have been getting thinner.
What I'm really grateful for is not having to read ads. And why don't we have to read ads?
Oh, we don't have to read ads because many, many of you decided it was a good idea to throw money at us. Well, I'm not going to say no, so please, thank you. Thank you very much, and keep throwing us some more, because we love you for throwing money at us. And if you, let's say you're watching this for the first time and you thought, maybe it's a good idea, maybe these guys needed a bit of a monetary kick to get their tushies in gear. I'm trying my best not to cuss here.
You're crazy. We should do a 30-minute show with 4 ad breaks.
No, let's just not do that, because so long as...
All right. 3 ad breaks in 30 minutes. I can negotiate.
Nope.
Oh, man.
So long as we keep getting monies from the peoples, we will get absolutely no ads.
Well, you keep on talking about this money stuff. It's a good thing we don't give them anything in return, though, right?
Oh, yes, we do. Because if you are our Patreon, or you give us a sufficient chunk of change, you will get access to our show notes. You will get access to our recorded Left for Brad series. You will get access to a great deal many things, including our Discord server chat window thingy, whatever you want to call it. I can't English very well today.
Pedro's not a very good salesman. Come check out the Discord business. It's where the rest of the miscreants like to hang out the other 6 days of the week. And if you just want an audio-only experience of the live stream, we have you covered in there. Just put it on your mobile, install the app, boom, put on the headphones, and you're going to rock on that show note access. That's pretty cool. Early stuff. It's brilliant. You've been helping us. And this is completely listener funded. This show is a Patreon goal, so we have nothing but positive things to everyone who has helped us. We got affiliate links. Nail those things. That's kind of brilliant. If you want to shop through those, some people have been doing that. You're the real MVPs. And we'd have that wish list for this complete overhaul of this madness in studio. Can I get it? Yeah, I got it. So you've become one of our fine young cannibals. You get a roll. This will always be in the studio. Bradley, Jill, and Steve, Maddie, Erod, 20, Michael G have all kicked in little bits, helping this scrappy.
And one person did kick us a few shekels this week, Mr. Brian Colden. Thank you very much. Yep. So I think my issue with not being able to English very well is because I'm a little hungry. So how about you give me some of that pie?
That sounds kinky, so let's dive right into it. Upcore quad-core x86 mini PC that's smaller than a Raspberry Pi. Why should you care, Pedro?
Well, it is an x86 board that's smaller than a Raspberry Pi. It is using an Intel Atom X5Z8350, which is a quad-core processor, and you can get several different versions. The lowest end one is a 1 gigabyte of RAM, 16 gigs of eMMC storage.
Now, I'm looking at this, right, so this is stackable.
Oh, yes. You can, because of all the GPIO pins, you can actually stack several different modules together to give you all the functionality you need, which is a really neat idea until you consider that this is an x86 part.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, it's 5-volt DC, so...
Yeah, and those 5 volts are going to probably translate into, like, let's say 5 watts at idle, 15 watts under stress. That's heat that's going to build up.
Well, I mean, here's the whole thing. I saw, I think it was Theron that asked, doesn't have video. I would assume it does since it has an HDMI port. If not, they are maximum trolling on that.
Of course, it has to have video. It's an Intel Atom part.
Oh, okay. Man, I don't know. It's teeny tiny, but all right. Admittedly, when I first looked at it, I was sitting there. I was like, oh, you can stack them. I was like, oh, can you make it fall over? That's kind of cool. That's kind of novel. That's a bit neat. And it's also going to make it a collector's item. So buy a bunch of those expansion boards, wait 30 years, and you can sell them for a profit. But then I was, so you're going to be able to stack that to the point where you've created a thermal sandwich of nope. And yeah.
And Strider actually made a good point in the notes. It's x86. It's going to draw considerably more power than the Raspberry Pi would on accounts of ARM being that much more efficient. But I guess you're trading a little bit of efficiency for support because x86 supports everything that you use.
Yeah, Narland, they said the base model is going to be about 70 wet, stinky American caches. Yeah. So that actually is out of my pick one up to maybe open the box category. I don't know about you.
Just look at the box and say, neat, corner.
Right. I'm totally not saying I've done that with Raspberry Pis, but totally.
Well, let's just say you're one of those people who finds the Raspberry Pi a little too powerful.
Too mainstream, man.
Or mainstream, yes.
Man, have you ever wanted to build a Z80-based Raspberry Pi lookalike? Never thought I'd get to say that sentence, but yeah, the Zberry, it's here, man. It's homebrew computers are a thing, and yep, Zilog Z80, most popular choice for making one on your own. Okay, yeah. So outside of this exists.
The neat factor is there, but I don't know exactly what you'd want to do with a Z80 CPU running at 10 megahertz. But wait, there's a 20 megahertz version available. With they have 512 kilobytes of RAM, and you have a 32 kilobyte ROM.
I mean, if you tried to create a retro solution to a modern platform, now I know that there's such a thing called a FAP80, and I want that now for all the wrong reasons. No, man. I mean, Z80 CPU, 10 megahertz base, 20. You can overclock it. That 32K ROM, 512K RAM. All right. I want to take the Pepsi challenge on this because I'm almost willing to bet if this thing's out. I didn't just got this in to know about it anyway. But I'm almost willing by the end of the month we're going to see CPM running on this thing.
Oh, probably. It's the moment anyone or this reaches any sort of mass market that someone's going to get it running. It's just it's just not even an issue. I'm just it has a PS2 port in case you need to plug in a keyboard in order to boot it properly.
That's for high-speed data transfer.
They say it supports a PS2 keyboard to boot. But yeah, no, it's the neat factor is there. Why you'd want to use it, I don't know.
Okay, that's the thing. Hey, we like talking to you, and that's going to wrap this show up. But before we get out of here, we got a little bit of feedback. If you want to send us some feedback, it's kind of brilliant. LinuxGamecast.com. Hit that contact button. Fill it out. You know you can do it. It's kind of brilliant. And we'll probably get back to you. You can leave us a comment on YouTube videos if you decide to watch that. Not many people watch the YouTube. Everyone listens to the audio versions of this show. You can put it there, but there's no 100% guarantee. If your Patreon, of course, posted on the video, and we will get back to you in order. But let's wrap this up. I'll read this because Pedro's going to reply. I decided to title this one from Help me out on this name, El Pedro.
Trajan Augustus, the dead Roman emperor.
Beats me, man. Pedro comes across as a passive-aggressive, limp-wristed beta male with a face that begs you to punch it repeatedly. Then there's that voice. That hurts my fifis. When somebody brings up somebody else's voice and I'm not included.
Well, whoever you are, because you decided to hide behind the name of a dead Roman emperor, so big words there. Yeah, internet badass. If you want to actually get a proper reply, you can go to the show notes and read it, because I took the time to actually reply to you.
It's kind of brilliant. It's scandalous. Yeah, you definitely want to get into that. But yeah, that's like a 2 out of 10. Weak troll, man. We expect.
Yeah, Monster Cameron's been. Well, let's just say every now and again he manages to be really good with the trolling.
No, Monster Cameron's been bringing his A game for so long. Even his weak stuff makes this is still amateur hour. So.
Yep.
All right. Coming up next,
this is about the thing we talked about, the Max Magic Desktop from IRIX. Dartherin is telling us about it. Hey guys, found this while surfing the net. Looks like the old desktop environments from 2000. Installer is now only for Fedora. Great show as always. Ouch. Ouch.
See, I've always suspected he just types in IRC and never watches this.
Could be, yes.
No, then.
But hey, there it is. Yeah. It's running.
He's like, hey, I got it up and running. Yeah, both of you are certifiable is what both of you are. That okay. So, okay, you basically, your tool chest. So this kind of looks like a workbench-ish. Now, this is when IRIX was, okay, we want to get into the desktop industrial, desktop type stuff, work production and all that. It really has, the more I'm looking at it, has more of a afterstep kind of vibe to it.
It feels very BIOS-y. It looks like the default BIOS, the latter BIOS theme. So yeah, it's just, old stuff. Again, neat. I tried it. I already gave my my opinion on that during that particular story, but it's just neat.
And hey, man, I mean, just don't hold your breath, because I'm sure that Duke boy will try to use it exclusively for a month any day now. It will be a thing. What do we got?
Okay, so this is my turn to read, because
because my brain has
reply.
actively rejected this the 2 times I've tried to read it.
Mm-hmm. You don't have to read this if it's too long, but can you add description for MTs on your wish list so we know what they do? Also, can magic $signs instead of Amazon account?
Did you get anything out of that?
Okay, first off, I want to know what a MT is. I don't know what MT, IMT, I don't know what that is. I had a look at the wish list. I didn't see anything that could even be
all right.
Let's see
if we can get it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 letters.
MTs. I have no idea, and I'm assuming
mites.
Mites.
Items.
Items.
Wait, hang on. ITE.
Yes.
Oof.
Okay.
If that's items.
Items. It is items. Yeah. So a description for the items so that when people buy it, they know what they're going to be used for. Okay. Right. And I'm assuming the magic $signs are magical internet monies, but they want to use, Sarah wants to use magical internet monies to buy the wishlist stuff, but Amazon doesn't let it do it.
Descriptions on I think we...
Yeah, you can add descriptions to your Amazon wishlist.
We can. I'm not opposed to it. Bitcoin, Amazon. If you send us a Bitcoin, or I guess,
yeah, if you send us a Bitcoin, we can use it to buy the stuff.
Let's be honest. If you send us a Bitcoin right now with the current price, that's the entire wish list, and you just own the rest of the fine upstanding cannibal board. That's and you can put any business name or whatever you want on that. That's a great marketing deal. Yeah, if you just want to contact us beforehand and tell us the amount and all that. Yeah. It's a bit more roundaway because we can go to a purse whatever. It's a Bay Area company. It's not like Frank's Bitcoin Trade-O-Rama, that's only available on, what's it called? Derp Onion, on the dark net. I mean, I'm sorry, my reporter voice, and the dark web. So yeah, that's legit. We'll work around it, man, because anybody that is like, hey, man, this is a weird thing. We like doing this, and this is all done with your support. So, yeah, we'll work with you. But I think that's going to do it.
Yeah, it does. I think this about wraps us up. Thank you all very much. If you're a Patreon, thank you. Seriously. And we'll be back. Probably Ven will be back tomorrow for some streaming. I will be back on Saturday for Linux Gamecast Weekly with Ven and Jordan, and maybe you'd like to join us for that show live so we can play some fidget games afterwards. Sound good?
It's going to be terrifying. Stay tuned for that. Not like major groundbreaking developments, but we got some feedback. That's going to be some interesting. We're going to need your input on it, and it's going to be brilliant. But if you want to check us out, linuxgamecast.com, all that brilliant stuff's there. We do what we do. If you're watching this on YouTube and like, man, this would make a really good audio pod, go to linuxgamecast.com. I know it's not straightforward. And there's a category, and we have an audio RSS feed that you can put into your Podcatchomatic 9000, and it'll work just like everything else. So, at Vinstone, Twitter, plus Vinstone, Google Plus.
Yes, I am Pedro Mateos. You can find me at Unaccounted For on Twitter, plus Pedro Mateos on Google Plus.
Okay. See you till next week. Cheers.
Bye. Yep. Well, Not a Duck says Amazon DE is the most used Amazon in continental Europe. When the only other alternative is Amazon Spain, that's not a big win. Well, there's France too, right?
Oh,
they have.
Man. The Amazon, all right, all I know of is the associate site for Amazon.fr. Is straight out of 1999. I am genuinely surprised I have not found a section that uses frames.
I remember getting a school assignment in secondary school about building a website with frames.
I remember frames were a thing.